Hey fam, this is day 5, Disembarkation Day aboard Scarlet Lady. Unfortunately, I woke up to some bad news. I was looking to hear some announcement about, going into the port or something of that nature. Virgin is not always the best when it comes to making announcements. They do a lot of things through the app or this letter, and it says weather update, important arrival notification. Due to adverse weather conditions, we have been recently informed that the Port of Miami will be temporarily closed tomorrow morning. As a result, this will impact our scheduled arrival time, which is now approximately 11:15 a.m. If you have an early flight or anticipate that your travel home will be impacted, we highly recommend that you contact your airline now to arrange for a later departure and opt out for express walk-off, keeping your luggage with you to disembark sooner. The problem is those individuals who probably put their luggage out from the night before and now getting this letter in the morning, it doesn't really do anything for them. Please be advised that your booked debark slot will be automatically updated with the new debarking times. Please check your app for more details. So I did a debark time of around 8:30, and my flight was supposed to leave around 11:59, something of that nature. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. I've never had it where I was on the receiving end, meaning that it was delayed coming back to the port, so I was delayed getting on the ship. I've never had it where I was delayed getting off the ship this badly. So this is the first time I'm going to have to try to change my flight. I see a flight for 1:45. I don't know if I should just make it somewhere around 3 o'clock or something, just to give me a little bit bigger window. And so this is the dilemma this morning, and sometimes this is the dilemma that we have to deal with when it comes to cruising. So I'll keep you updated. I will go into the app and see what time they changed my debark time to, but now I want my debark time to be early as possible. I want my debark time to be like 11:15. I don't want it to be any later than that. As soon as I can get off the ship, I want to get off the ship. Give me a chance to get a cab and do all the things of that nature. When I looked at the app yesterday, all of the times for the late dismissals or debark times were taken. So a lot of people, who knows, maybe they're individuals that live in Florida, so they don't really have to rush off the ship, so they took all of the later times, or maybe they took a later flight or had a later flight scheduled, so they didn't have to rush off the ship. But now I don't know how it's going to be. I want to get off the ship as soon as I can and get to the airport. As long as I'm in the airport, hopefully there's no flight delays as well, because I'm changing my flight, and next thing there's a flight delay, then I could have probably kept the original flight. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'll keep you posted. This is day 5, debarkation day. So it looks like there's another delay. I just heard from the captain overhead, and it said now it looks like we may not be getting off to 12:30. I already changed my flight to like 1:45. That would mean that boarding would be around 1:15. It's a little bit tight. So it looks like I had looked at the later flight, which would have been like 3 something out of Miami, and it looks like I may have to just try to see if I could leave out of Fort Lauderdale, a flight from there around that time. The whole process is more or less through the app, as I said, and they do have given you some information, but there's a lot of notifications as it regards to disembarkation. And so you just have to follow up, and you just have to know like when it's time to get off the ship. I called customer service, and they told me what the actual floor was to go and which part of the ship on that floor when getting off the ship. And so this is the dilemma that I am facing. And so I looked at when the flight is supposed to leave New York. So on the Delta app, you can see when the flight is supposed to leave or where your plane is. And so it's supposed to leave New York around 9 o'clock. So it looks like it's on time. I'm just kind of like, should I change it again? Or, because if it's delayed anyway, then I may be able to still get to my plane on time. And no, it doesn't take long to get to the airport once I get off the ship. But at the same time, I'm sure not everybody's going to be trying to get off the ship as soon as possible. It's probably going to be like a bottleneck effect. So what I'm getting ready to do is try to more or less get myself together, you know, finish any last minute packing, more or less be dressed and just be like, if there's any changes, if they say like, okay, we are able to get to the port earlier than expected, I'm just ready to go. So that's my plan. And once I am ready, then I'll look and see what the situation is, and then see if I need to call Delta, and then also then let them know I want to change from Miami to Fort Lauderdale or something of that nature. So this is the dilemma that's happening. So let me just do what I need to do, and I'll keep you posted. So I'm gonna go upstairs and see what's going on real quick before I come downstairs and just finish and do what I need to do. And so let's see what's going on upstairs. So if there's any other ships, like what's going on. I don't even know if we're moving or what have you. So let's go. We're literally at a standstill. It is raining a little bit, but we're really not moving. And they said Miami is ahead of us. I can't even see it. It is so cloudy. I will just let you see how it is. I'll just turn this camera around real quick. So this is the weather right now. It is cloudy. A little bit of rain is going on. In the distance, I do see a ship. I can't make it out. Is it Carnival? I think I see the Carnival funnel. I see other ships in behind it. So I'm just going to zoom it a little bit. It's so cloudy. It is so cloudy and it's raining. So I'm gonna see if I can make my way back up here a little later. It is very windy. I saw cones flying. When I looked down the corridor, it seemed like people probably are still in their room. And so I'm just trying to see. There are people walking here and there, but it's not a lot of people out here. They're trying to keep the floors dry for when people come. I haven't really seen too many people, like the stewards. I haven't really seen any stewards moving about, so I guess they're waiting until we leave. That is the situation right now. So I came back up here. It looks like the weather is clearing up. I couldn't go all the way upstairs, so I am currently in the gym looking through the window. And that is a Carnival in the distance, still having issues. So we still haven't heard anything whereby we can probably get there earlier. The last thing they said was probably 12:30. So this is the current situation. Its time now is around 10:50. Fam, you see that down there? It says pilot on the side of it. So this should be the individual that's coming on the ship so that they can steer us into the port of Miami. So it's 10:55 right now. So hopefully we will get there a little earlier than expected. I am hoping, so I don't have to change my flight again. So they should be coming alongside of the ship, and I think I've heard in the past that they would take some type of ladder or something to get into the area where they can control this ship and steer the ship and help the captain and the ship get to the port. So I'm hoping for a good outcome. I saw an individual come out of the boat, and now the boat that he came on is leaving. So this looks like it's good luck. So hopefully this means that we can get out of here before 12 o'clock. I'm gonna show you the boat that's leaving right now. So that was the boat that just was charging towards us, came alongside, an individual got out. So maybe not a ladder, but maybe the same place where individuals get on for like the tenders. So maybe that's how they got on the ship. And we did slow down a little bit. And so now let's see what's going on. So they say the earliest we can get off the ship is 12:30. I just called customer service and she said get out of the room urgently. So I'm going to try to go downstairs. I'm still trying to get in contact with somebody from Delta. If I get off the ship at 12:30, it's really going to be pushing it. So I'm trying to see if I could get something else even out of Fort Lauderdale. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted. Fam, I made it back safely home, but let me tell you about the ordeal that I had to deal with. First of all, they kept changing the time as to when we are going to get to port. And so I changed my flight, and the flight would have been leaving now 1:45 around that time. And now they said that we wouldn't be getting to the port until 1:30, somewhere around there. And so now I'm frantic. I'm calling Delta. First, they have a text capability, so I was texting them, and we were back and forth texting, just trying to see what the best option was. I had previously called them and told them to call me back, that you could leave your number and they'll call you back. And so I got a call back while I was online. And so before I got out the door, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss this flight that I just scheduled to, and I'm having issues deciding or determining which flight I'm going to get on, where I'm going to go. And so I was speaking to the lady, and she said that, oh, it looks like the flight is delayed. I was like, oh my, and she said, thank God. And so she said, it's going to be delayed till 3 o'clock. I was like, okay, if we do really get out 1:30ish, I have time. I want to just get off the ship and just get to the airport. I think I have time. I will make it since it is delayed now till 3 o'clock. And my concern is sometimes it's delayed and then they say, okay, because they didn't know why it was delayed. She said it was a mechanical issue. And so sometimes they will have a mechanical issue and then they'll say, okay, there's another plane, go to this plane. And then it will leave on time. So I got off the ship a little bit after 1, hustling, rushing. Now the problem is with Virgin. I've seen a lot of vlogs on different Facebook posts that when it comes to Virgin, they have smooth embarkation and smooth debarkation. So getting on, I can attest that embarkation was smooth. It didn't take me long before I was heading on the ship. Now, I cannot say debarkation was smooth because of the issues. And so this is what I am seeing with Virgin. They do not have something in place when it comes to crisis management. When it comes to something that is not the norm, they do not have something in place. I didn't feel like it was all hands on deck. There was people that I seen just walking around with their tablets. I seen people, the future sales desk, people was just sitting down. I'm used to on other cruises that even if it's not the thing that you would normally do, everybody is involved in embarkation. Everybody is involved in debarkation. And so outside of a few things where they would say that you should gather, there was really not much communication. There was not a lot of people walking back and forth and really directing and telling people what to do. One moment I was facing in one direction because I thought the line will circle around and go through this room and come back around to go outside. Then somebody came to me softly and say, oh, just turn around, go in that direction. And so there was really not much communication. There was some issues. There was almost about to be a fight. There was, I don't know if you know of FanDuel, but FanDuel was there. And there was a woman saying, oh, we get priority debarkation. And so she was kind of loud. And I guess people thought she was pushy. And so somebody was about to deck her. Somebody was about to fight her. And so somebody else yelled and said, can somebody from Virgin please come here? It was just chaotic. There was people coming from elevators upstairs. It was all over the place. People were just all over the place and not really much direction that was happening. And so that's what I have a problem with. They need to really be able to do better when it comes to crisis. If it went smoothly, it seemed like it would have been very smoothly because You pick your time on the app, and once you pick your time, then you go downstairs, and it sounds like it will be smooth. I was able to stay in my room for a long period of time. I didn't get a lot of information. Sometimes I had to keep calling the customer service because they didn't have information over the PA. Nobody was making announcements saying what's the latest that I should get out of my room. I had to call and ask that, because I'm saying, if we're getting to the port late, why am I rushing out of my room and just to stand there? So that is the issues. Finally coming off the ship now, there was a woman that was there trying to talk about her bill. And I'm like, this is not the time and the place. And so I've seen other ships like Norwegian, if there is an issue with your bill, even Carnival, when you're getting checked out, you have to go to the customer service, guest services, or in Norwegian, they have two people there when I was on the ship that will deal with it. My issue was they put me to the side because I owed money. I didn't know that the process was that they didn't mail a check, because Carnival, you mail a check. Princess, they'll mail you a check. So I didn't know that you have to take all your money before you get off the ship. And so I'm like, when people are trying to get off, people already missed flights, somebody's holding up the line talking about their bill when they should have been off to the side and say, okay, ma'am, let's come to the side and let's deal with you, because people are trying to get off the ship. And so they did not deal with crisis effectively, and they have to put something in place. People were standing around that work there. Yes, it wasn't your normal thing, but get involved. There should be all hands on deck. This is something that is different. What is the process in place? And then, as I said, there was a bottleneck trying to really go through like one door. It was wide doors, but everybody, two lines, one line from one direction, one line from the other, the lines coming from upstairs, from stairs. It was just madness. And so I thought that the cruise was good up until that situation happened. I thought it went smoothly. Yes, we didn't go to the ports that I wanted to go to, and we had to divert because of the weather, but they really need to do better when it comes to crisis, and if there's a situation that they need to be able to pivot, and they did not pivot well. And so that's my thoughts about it. I hope you enjoyed this series, Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you came to me all the way till day 5. Thank you so much for everything. And so can you do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. And until next time, happy travels.